video sponsored by Maple Movers. No minimum order, no subscriptions. Free shipping on every item, every day. At maplemovers.com.
Hello and welcome to the Brian's Got Game. I'm Brian, and today I've got a game called Micropolis. Micropolis is a 2 to 6 player tile drafting game designed by Bruno, Cathala and Charles Chevalier, and published by Madigo. In this game, players draft tiles to build an anthill and score the most points. You score points by having the most ants, the largest army, collecting different fruits, and a few others. When you draft a tile, you must decide which one to take and where to place it. After that, it cannot be moved. So, let's check it out, and I'll show you how to pass tiles and draft the ones you want, what the nurse ant does, and how to be the queen of the anthill in Micropolis. To set up, give each player a foundation tile. We are going to be playing a 3-player game, so 3 foundations, and each player also gets 5 soldiers. And then create a reserve of soldiers. We're going to put that right there. And then we're going to place the 2 architect tokens nearby. We're going to put that on the side over here also. Then shuffle all of the anthill tiles and place them, we're going to go right here. So there are also a whole lot more, but we're going to keep them out of camera for now. If we need them, we can move them on. So we are going to deal out 7. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the youngest player takes the red army token. On your turn, you must take 1 anthill tile and place it on your foundation. So we're going to start with the military leader. This is the red army token. So we're going to, so you can take the first one, that one's for free, or you can take the second one by putting that there and taking that. So actually, we're just going to take this for free, and then we're going to put it right there on this foundation on one of these edges. Now, this is a barracks, so that's a barracks, that's also a barracks. So what you have to do is you have to take an ant and put 1 there. Now, if I had taken this one, I would have needed to put 2 ants there. Now, it's worth more points, so that's 4 points, 2 points. Now, if you don't have enough, then you can't place them there, and you can't put them there unless you use an action I'll talk about in a little bit. This is a guy that adds your population. At the end of the game, you're going to get 1 point each for one of those. And then this is a fruit. So there's other fruit out here. There's a grape, there's a pomegranate, and this is a surprise fruit. So what you're going to do is that at the end of the game, you're going to add up all of the fruits in one gallery, which is one section of tunnels. Unique foods, so if I have 2 grapes, I only count that as 1. Unique fruits, then you're going to get an amount of points. 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Alright, so then we use the next guy, and we don't refill. So we're going to take this first one. So it's just straight up points there. Also put that there. And then here, we're going to put the guy there, and we're going to take this. So this would have been 2 guy barracks and then 2 population. This one is the nurse. So we're going to put that there, and then we count how many eggs the nurse is holding. So that's 3 eggs. So then we get 3 soldiers. So 1 soldier per egg, and that's that special ability by the nurse. You can only have a max of 10. Now, that's the nurse, and it has a special token there. So there's another nurse, and then in here, there are more special actions. So now that this has one on there, so now we go back around, and I'm going to take this. So we're going to put this right, so you have to put it on either side. I can't just put it over there. So now I'm going to put this, I'm going to put it right there. And I have to put those there. So actually I could choose not to put them there. I just won't get the points. It's all or nothing. I can't just put 1. So we're going to go there. And since I took that tile with the soldier on it, I got the soldier. Alright, and then we go again. And we're just going to take the nurse. Get 1. So we're going around, and we got the nurse. We're going to take this and get some barracks points. Put that there. Alright, so that's, I forgot at the first round you're supposed to check and see if the amount of tiles out here is lower than the number of players. Now there's only 1, and there's 3 players, so now we refill to 7. So we're going to take this, slide it to the very end, and do we add 7 or no? So then we make the total amount 7. So we're going to add 6 more. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, And then whoever has the largest army gets this. So we've got 6 and also 6. Now, if that happens, and then the person who had the army before gets to choose who gets it. So we're going to put that here, because then we can go for next after. So now we get to start. So we have a fruit. This is a unique fruit, so we're just going to take that, make it simple, and we're going to put it right there. So some other pieces we have out is like the nurse. We already talked about that. Now this is the queen. So it has this like wheat on the top there. We have 3 queens actually. So the queen is, you get 1 bonus point for each tile that is in her gallery. So if we have this here, for instance, we would get 1, 2, 3 points. Now if it looped back in, you wouldn't count the tile again. It's per tile. So if you have 1 large gallery that the queen's in, then you get points for each piece, which I think is 10. And then this next one is the sentry. So the sentry, what you get to do is you get to rearrange all of your guys in here and your barracks. So there's no guarantee that you can get in, but if you wanted to, you could take your guys out of your barracks, or some. But you can't just take 1 out of 1. Alright, so there's this handy dandy scoring pad. Alright, so on the scoring pad, at the top you get 1 point for every ant. So that includes these normal ants and the special ants, the nurse, the queen, the sentry, and some others like the recruiter and the architect. So the next one is the person with the most ants in 1 gallery gets plus 5 points. So let's say that this is just a final scoring. I have 1, 2, 3 in this gallery. He also has 3. But if somebody, for instance, he has more, he would get plus 5 points. And the next one is the harvest, and you get pretty much exponential points for having different fruits. So I have 2 fruits here, so that would give me 5 points. Now he has 1 fruit, that would give him 2. Now if I got another fruit, that would make it so I had 10 points. Now that's in a gallery. So if I had 2 separate galleries with different fruits, then I wouldn't have 6 different fruits. I would have 2 3s. Alright, next is the queen. So then you would count how many spaces the queen's in. There can only be 1 queen in a gallery, or else they fight and neither scores. So for instance, we had this. We have 2 queens in the same gallery. They would fight. None of them score. Now if we had just this, we count the number of tiles. So 1, 2, 3. Since it loops back in, we don't count that. It's just 3, 4. So then we get 4 points. And each player scores their queens. Next is the army. So the player with the largest army. So we got 6. And if somebody still, since the person who, in the case of a tie, a person who had it last gets to choose, they just keep it. So then they get that. Barracks do not count for that. And then finally you count up the barracks points. So here we get 6 points for barracks and 2 points there. So play continues drafting until either all players have a full anthill or all of the tiles are gone. That will, the ending will change from when you're playing a 2-player game where there will be many pieces to spare, or you're playing a 6-player game and you will end up with no pieces left. So I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of pieces here. That's an architect, and what that does is that you get this, and then you can play it to take one from any of these for free without using your soldiers. It's really powerful. This is a large barrier, so there's 4 for 10 points. We've got another wild fruit, so that just adds 1 to your fruit. So that's what a finished one will look like. There's 10 pieces in one, and one guy I didn't really talk about, I mentioned him. He's the recruiter, so his is the sword. So what you do is you take 1 guy from the largest army and put it in war. So then, at the end of the game, you score and add up all the points, and the player with the most points wins. That's how to play Micropolis. Okay, I've got my dad here for parents' opinion. So Dad, what do you think of Micropolis?
I loved Micropolis. It is a great, great family game.
So I went over and played it at the Madigo booth at BGG Spring. Yeah, BGG Spring, and we had a lot of fun with it. So we got it, and then now we're here, and we played it a couple times, and it's really, really fun. So you got the pieces and components. You got all the cool pieces.
Yeah, there's
I
a
guess
lot of
they're
tiles.
Trapezoids. Yeah, trapezoids. And 10 go around your, what? Dodecahedron, whatever.
Decahedron.
Decahedron. Okay. The decahedron with the little holes for the awesome little plastic ants, like the soldiers. Those are really, really cool pieces there. So the artwork is really cool in all the tiles. All the special characters, and then the normal characters, and they're all going about their things, and then all the fruits.
Yeah, I think the artwork is initially we saw this at BGG Con last year.
We did.
And we ran over there and said, hey, show us this game. And the guy there didn't really know how to play because it's brand new. And of course, it's by Bruno and Charles Chevalier, who have done some awesome stuff. And so I, thought, hey, this looks cool. These ants, there's kind of some military ants and some worker ants. And, the artwork just looked really cool.
It does. Really, really well done. So strategy, the strategy varies very, very differently from a 2-player to like a 5 or 6-player game. In 2-player, you can kind of count on some tiles still being out, but in a 6-player game, you're not even gonna get all 10 of your tiles.
Well, and in the draft lineup, you're gonna get one of those initial
you're gonna
7.
get one of these 7. And if you pick first, then you're gonna get a choice of the next one. You're gonna get 1 out of 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in a 6-player game, the architect is really important because you get to pick any lineup without paying. And then also maybe the barracks are not so important because I feel like we haven't played 6-player.
You want
because you're probably gonna use a lot of your ants to lay out and skip the tiles so that you can get the one that you need. I don't know. That's my guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a 2-player game, like you said, there's 7 cards in the lineup. You're not going to refill it until 6 of them are gone. You're going to get 3 of them. You can plan ahead.
Yeah. So I can see some players playing that strategy, and then there's going to be the other players who are just taking the ones with lots of ants on them and putting them in their barracks. I can see that also. So easier for kids. Yeah,
this is a family game. It says on the box 8 and up. It's really easy to get. I played it with the younger kids, and they loved it. They had a blast. This is ideal for families because the rules are easy. You just got to play through once, and you kind of figure out the scoring, and then you help them count it up. And I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, you just take the tiles and put it where you think it should go. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a heavy strategy game, so it's like you have 7 choices and you pick which one you want and place it.
If you want the 7th one, you gotta go do. Yeah. So Micropolis by Madigo.
Yeah, so overall, I thought that I had a lot of fun. That, like I said, the art was phenomenal. I like the art. The gameplay is easy. It's a great family game. I think the one thing that kind of doesn't make sense to me is the name of the game, Micropolis. It's a small little city of ants, but I don't know. We'll see how it does. It doesn't scream to me ant game, ant drafting game. But
I think Colony was taken.
Maybe, I guess, with so many games coming up, it's hard to find a unique name. So, anyways. That's a small little nitpick on my part, but
all right. So, Micropolis by Madigo. Thanks for watching. Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game. Visit our webpage, briansgotgame.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian's My Dad. See you next time.